You've got to pick your tyre compound now. Right. Great start. It's waiting on you. Clock. Yeah, leave. Definitely leave. I know it's worked. It's worked. Right. Good evening, folks. Welcome. I'll show you what. Come on. No. Yeah, actually, go out straight away and disqualify. Yeah, go out literally straight away and disqualify. Right, perfect timing. Anyone watching the stream is probably wondering what is going on. But good evening, folks. Welcome to the stream. I'm SLR Ranger. I'm joined by Mr.
Salty Clock.
Mr. Clock. I want to call you SLR Clock then. For some reason,
Oh
you
god.
haven't changed your name yet.
I need to focus now because I'm gonna have to drive with my pad, and it's not gonna go well.
Unfortunately, you might be correct. We're going to quickly watch this. There he is. With the good old pad. Disqualifying himself.
Oh my god, no traction is horrible with the pad. Come on.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh shit.
Okay.
It's
There
fine.
we go. Yeah, unfortunately, Clock actually Clock joined the lobby just as the drivers rated up, so he didn't really have time to press the spectate button. Unfortunately, it was having a few troubles joining the lobby, but we've got 17 drivers, so we're missing a couple tonight. It's unfortunate. We'll be looking into that, I'm sure, for next week, as Clock's car pulls over. Only one car out on track, I think, at the minute. It's a McLaren. It's SLR Smoke. It's been a while since we've jumped on comms together, Clock. When was the last time we did it? I'd say it was maybe
The last
season
time.
3?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. The last time I commented a race was Division 1 in
Monza
Italy
last
last
season.
season. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Was won by Ryan Jones. On penalties, I think.
How do you remember that?
Because I commented it, so I watched it, so I remember that.
Yeah, but how do you remember it? I can't remember all that sort of stuff.
Well, I don't commentate on too many races, so the ones I do commentate, I tend to remember.
Yeah, I think you should be honoured tonight, folks, that Clock's joining us. It's not a very common occurrence, is it, Clock?
No, I'll stick
With
to
your-
my statistics writing and all that kind of stuff.
And of course, you're driving. Speaking
Oh
of
yeah,
driving,
of course, but it's been
what happened on Friday?
no, just I got a bit stressed when you overtook me because I got annoyed because I had to slow down obviously before the last corner because Senan spun, and because that happened, you got to run on me, and then I got so stressed, and I just put the throttle on too early, and I just spun, and then I was like fuming the whole way around, and I hit the pit lane. I hit the wall on the pit lane entry.
Disaster.
And it was yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was so angry. Then I like sat down and did like time trial at Monaco for like 2 hours after that race just to calm myself down. I was like, I was so angry. But yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting to see you. I mean, you showed some good pace in quali. I must say,
Yeah, and then I had a
expecting to
shite
see you-
start. I had a worst start
I
I've
was
ever had, I
expecting to
think.
see you right up there because it's like one of your best tracks. So a lot of people have said that, the classic sort of contenders were going to win. It was going to be like Gito or Kevin or Race Roller or something. And I remember saying, I thought you were gonna win. It was just one of your tracks, but like Monaco.
It's been such a frustrating season, I think. It's like when you get to those sort of tracks, but you're not really like on pure pace overall in the season. I don't know if I'm even top 5, like over all the tracks. So it's so frustrating. It's been it's been on one of the best and the worst seasons for me. It's weird saying it, but it's like in Vietnam I drove my balls off, but I only got 4th. And the same in Australia, and I got 2nd. And
He got
the
second,
second you
right?
start
Monkey
to,
got penalties, didn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the second you start to overdrive a bit, because that's what I did in Spain when I had
Oh,
that terrible
baseball's
start.
invalidated there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, enough about me. It's not.
No, I was just interested. It's good opportunity
Yeah.
to talk about what's happened so far this weekend at the start of Q1. It's nice to reflect a little bit. I'm sure maybe we'll talk about it on Wednesday in the side pod. But let's keep an eye on SLR Darnell here. He's shown some really good pace around Spain already this weekend in the F2 cars. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got for us tonight. Hopefully he's got a bit of pace for us in these F1 cars. He's gone purple in the first sector. Only 2 drivers have actually set a time. Very interesting though, Klopp. A lot of drivers are still in the pits. What's the thinking behind that, do you think?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the track to get better. I mean, I do that all the time as well. In Q1, I always go out in like between 11 and 13 minutes to go, because I feel like there's no point going out straight away. Because first of all, like 10 cars do it, so you get stuck in traffic, and second of all, you still have enough time as smoke spins on the exit of the chicane.
Oh, is that going to hamper Darnell here? He's on his hot lap. No, Smoke is out of the way. He's covering the entrance to the pit lane, but shouldn't be a problem. Darnell goes for the fastest so far. He's beaten Smoke by just over a tenth with a 15.3. So a few decent laps, well, a couple decent laps so far. Not too bad at all. I'll have a quick look now. See who else is on a lap. It looks like a Renault coming up to the line. Is that going to be Dylan? No, it's actually Hamjam about to start his lap. There's a Williams. Who is this Williams? Is that Saar? It is Saar. He is actually on a push lap as well. He's found a little bit of time. Up to the line now. Saar goes third, stays third. With a 15.5, so he improved, but he's still third. Merckx goes fastest. There's a McLaren coming to the line now. No, sorry, that's a Racing Point. So who is that? Red Bull to the line. That's going to be Bezos. And let's keep an eye on this McLaren here. That's going to be Snipe. Starts his lap at GSRX. He's invalidated, so he won't be setting a lap. Hamjam is in the middle of his lap at the minute. Dylan up to the line now. He's on a push lap. What can he do? It's going to be a 15.2 from Dylan. It's 2 milliseconds slower than Merckx, so he's there or thereabouts so far. Jamham about to start his lap. Keep an eye on some of these guys here. Keep an eye on Hamjam here in the third sector. SLR Dacey coming up to the line as well now, about to finish his lap. Run out of ERS, it's a 15.2 from Dacey as well. Really good lap from him. Hamjam coming up to the line now, expecting to go quickest. He does go quickest with a 14.7, so at the minute he's half a second clear at the front, showing some really good early pace.
Yeah, thinking about what you said about the ERS, I think that's a very, very crucial thing, even in quali here, because if you put it on hot lap for the whole lap, you're gonna run out of ERS right after the final corner. So it'd be interesting if someone notices that and manages to manage the ERS.
Just
if you actually
quickly got that.
Yeah, you should probably turn off the ERS for some corner around here, just to probably through the chicane if you can, or through the hairpin, just so you can get that final bit of extra power in the run to the line. Because of course you lose a lot of power when you run out of ERS for the couple hundred meters there are between the final corner and the run up to the line.
So you're better off saving it in sectors, in like sector 3, where you wouldn't really be using a lot of ERS. Really, it's more about the speed you take into the corner and the lines you take rather than the actual engine power, isn't it?
Yeah, I probably only need to put it in none for like chicane, or for the yeah, one or two corners in sector 3, and I think you'll be fine having it on, having it giving you power for the whole run up to the line, which could be that extra half a tenth that it's enough for pole. Look at the
Very
gap
much so.
between
Midzi,
Crispy and Cold,
Midzi
for
and
example.
Zydrad. Yeah, I was just going to say the gap's really small. The gap between Dylan and Merckx is pretty much the same in terms of how small it is. Quickly look at Snipes here. He's about to start another lap by the look of it. Zydrad. Going to ride on board with Midzi, actually. He is on his lap. So we're going to ride on board, watch the full lap, and he's invalidated. Turn
We've
1,
got Freeman
so
on the
we
lap
won't
as
be
well.
watching that then.
Freeman's just on the
Really, okay.
fastest second sector. He's down in 12, so he needs to do a better time.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's almost invalidated there. It's interesting watching the real, you know, the the real life sort of thing, the real F1. If that's what you want to call it. But if you look at the Freeman with a good lap there, he's gone fastest so far. He's just beaten Hamjam. If you look at the track limits that some of the guys were taking today, clock, several of them have, you know, well, if not all of them have 2 wheels on the curb and 2 wheels off the track.
There's
So
a big
none of them
difference
actually
there.
None of them had
Yeah.
any. Yeah, obviously in the real life F1, that's what you want to call it. They're not penalised for having 2 wheels on the curb and 2 wheels off the track, whereas in a game, it's the opposite way round.
It's because it's different in real life. The Swedish commentators were actually talking about that and explained it. And in some corners in real life, the corners that they're most likely to run wide in, they have like sensors in the track, so that they detect when a car run wide. But the difference is that the sensors is behind the curbs, so as long as you have 2 wheels on the curb, you're regarded to be on the track. So that's the difference. I know Lando Norris, I think, got a warning for running wide in turn 9, which is the left-hander after Rivage. I think it's called Rivage, the right-hander, which is like really understeering.
Midzi's almost lost it there. He's going to back out of a lap here. He probably needs to come in for a new set. Sorry, Clark, carry on.
Yeah, so the basically in real life, in those corners when you run wide, it's basically that the line is on the other side of the curb. You're allowed to be with 2 wheels on the curb, and you'll be regarded as not being off track. As of in the game, you have to have 2 wheels within the white line. So they allow a bit more in real life than they do in the game.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure on how they did in real life last season. Considering this game came out before the season even started, it might have been a change for this season, or I can't remember how they did last season with the track limits in real life. So I don't know if it's a new thing for this year, using sensors and this way, and if it's this year, we'll have to oversee it. I think, I mean, it's fair play for Codemasters to even put out the game before the real life season starts, and of course, it has its downsides. I mean, Ferrari is way too quick on the game, and compared to what they should be, to mirror their real life performance, for example. So the whole but I don't know I can't remember how they did last season, but either way they do it differently in the game that they do in real life.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I feel like if the drivers in the game were allowed the same track limits that the drivers are in real life, they'd find a lot more time.
There's so many variables to it, because obviously in real life they only use that kind of system for certain corners. The corners that you're likely to run wide in. The corners that drivers tend to use more road at. So it's a bit... It's not for all corners, let's say one of those corners when it's like here in Spain when it's grass instead of AstroTurf right after the curb. you don't want to run off the curb, do you? So I think the track limits
No.
would be inconsistent in the game if they made it to suit real life, and B-Dunk loses the back end massively after the right-handed error, but keeps it going. He's up by 4 tenths. So put him
Yeah,
around
his teammates just
Crispy and
started a
Jam.
lap 2. So both racing points at the time being are in danger. One of them is at the minute going out. One of them is very, very close to the drop zone. So B-Dunk needs a time here.
Yeah, B-Dunk's gonna improve. He was up by 4 tenths. He's run out of ERS though. Still no one who's managing it, but solid 9th place so far.
Yeah, Midzi set a decent lap, put him 4th, and he was on 3-lap-old tyres. Smoke's actually done a really good lap. Just noticed it. Smoke's gone 3rd, so apologies, Smoke. I haven't quite caught that one, but he's done a really good lap time. 15-0. Yeah, he's put himself 3rd, so he should be safe. We're going to quickly go out to Darnell, who's done a purple middle sector. It didn't look like he had the best line through there. So we're going to quickly take a look at him now through the 3rd sector. You've got to keep it nice and tight there on the inside. Take as much of the curb as you can, and the 3rd sector gives you a better run coming into here. Nice wide line. Into the final corner now. Got to keep it tight at the inside. Got to keep it planted all the way down to the line. Where's Darnell going to go now? It's going to be a 15-0 from Darnell. So 2 good laps from the Racing Points. They've got themselves out of danger for the time being. B-Dunk probably more danger than his teammate is. What is B-Dunk doing here? Is he going to be going... He's on another push lap by the look of it here. No, he's coming straight into the pit. So that's going to be that for B-Dunk. He's not going to be able to make it out in time. So he's going to have to hope that no one else improves. Going to quickly cut to the Mercedes. Who is that? No one's on anyone on an actual push lap here. We've got Zydrad. He is on a lap in the middle sector. He's up by 4 milliseconds. So he does need to improve. He might find himself in a little bit of danger if he can't improve here, because the time between himself in P9, in factory on his clock, the time difference between the guy in P3 and the guy in P15 is 2 tenths.
Yeah,
I know
it's
P15
amazing.
P15 will keep him safe, but P16 is only just behind him too. So there is at the minute Zajad's gone 3rd, so there's 2 tenths separating 4th to 15th. It's a lot of drivers in a small space. In a very short space of time, really. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Is Darnell going for another lap here? Looks like he might be. No, he's not. I thought he'd saved the ZRS to go for another lap. He'd gone very slow, but no. No, he seems happy with what he's done, so...
Okay, so trying to cope with this then. Daisy's slightly up from Sector 1. He's merging on Sector 2 now behind the Ferrari of Ghost Colt. He's up by 2 tenths, SLR Daisy, so he's...
middle sector.
Could be on target for 4th at the moment if he keeps improving. GSR Axe is up as well in the 1st sector, but he's down in the 2nd sector with 1.5 tenths. Snipes is down with 5 thousandths of a second in the 1st sector, and
Daisy's gone 7th.
Saw is up by 1.5 tenths as well in the 2nd sector.
Ryan Jones has invalidated his lap, so he's about to go again here. Your AlphaTauri teammate, this is his last chance now. He's looking like he's in a bit of danger here. GSR Axe behind him on track and on the timing sheet in danger as well. Has just started a lap.
Snipes just invalidated his lap.
No, so Snipes is going to be out.
He's lost them.
quali.
Yeah.
Yeah, so only one more driver to go out at the minute. Axe needs to improve. Oh, he's down by half a second in the 1st sector. Oh no, he's not. Apologies for that. It was a bit of a glitch. He's down. He is down though on his time. He's down by 0.04 of a second. So he still needs to find some time here. At the minute, he only needs to find, well, a couple hundredths, and I think he might find himself safe at the minute. Unbelievable though to see the quality of the times at the minute clock. 15.2 is going to get people knocked out of Q1.
Oh, look, this is tight. Axe is up by 0.075 in the 2nd sector. Ryan Jones, it says he's invalidated for me. I don't know. It seems like he's pushing still, so...
No. Dylan's invalidated, letting cars past him. Axe is
So,
really
but-
have to push
yeah.
here. Ryan Jones has invalidated. Yeah, you're right. Ryan Jones has invalidated again. So if Axe can improve, Ryan Jones is going to be out of qualifying. He does.
He does.
Ryan Jones knocked out of Q1.
Well, look at that.
Great
Look how
lap
many
by
drivers
Axe,
on
though.
the 15-2. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, there seems to be three guys at the front who've set a bit of a bar at the minute for the rest to match, and everyone else is very, very closely matched in the mid-pack.
Yeah, Ryan Jones is
Oh, no.
2.5 tenths off of P4, and he gets knocked out in Q1. That is amazing.
Yeah, that really is amazing. That's a very quick end to qualifying session 1 as well. I'd love to see it. Really good lap by GSRX right at the end of Q1 as well, Clock, especially with all the pressure on him. He must have known he was going to be out of qualifying if he couldn't put it together, and he's put a good lap together. But 15.2 for Ryan Jones, unfortunately, isn't enough, which is crazy, really. That's a very quick lap time. I think a 15.2 would have put you in a really good position in a Div 1 Q3 time. Am I right in saying that? And he's been knocked
I
out.
think you are. I don't remember the times exactly. I know the
I
pole
think you
time.
did something like a 15.3 or something like that.
Yes, I did a 15.3. But that was probably one of my best qualifying laps on this game. I really liked that lap.
Exactly.
So that
And
way,
that
it was a
would
bit
have put you
heartbreaking for me.
P5.
It was a bit heartbreaking for me when Gito came and did a 14.7, and I'm sitting there with one of my best laps on the game, and he's just 6 tenths ahead, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, interesting. We've got a couple of reports from the drivers in regards to the weather. Joe Darnell says it's only Q1. The track temp is very low. It's just surprising to see. Well, he's not surprised, but he's very impressed to see the quality of the times, given the track temp being very low. Because obviously, the further we go through qualifying, Clock, the more rubber's going to get laid down in the track, the faster the times are going to get. And then we have Freeman saying it's going to be all dry.
Yeah, at least in the game, it's only rubber that improves the time. It's not like it's in real life when Mercedes just picks up their party mode and just picks up the engine to 1,000 extra horsepower for. Well, it's obviously not that much, but it's not the engine variable isn't here. I presume that everyone is running maximum fuel mix, even in Q1.
Really interesting. Just to quickly have a look at, we've got a lot of drivers still on the softs. Midzi and Merckx are out on softs. So interesting. The race is supposed to be all dry. You can do softs to hards, can't you? But it's not overly favourable. We did see in Div 3 last night, we saw Crafty Jester took the softs 10 or 11 laps, so pretty much around the same point the mediums go to.
What was it used soft though? Or was it
Yeah, he
fresh
started
soft?
he started P10. He got himself
okay.
through to Q3 with a set of softs and didn't get the most optimal of Q3. Still started P10 behind everyone on mediums, but he was on softs and he was up in P3 for most of the race until his connection issues kind of came back to bite him, really.
Yeah, there's no.
But, yeah.
I mean, even if it's possible, it's a worse strategy. Clearly, I think that you'll
Well,
have
it clearly is the worst strategy, but the problem is you've got Midzi, Merckx, and Hamjam, arguably three of the fastest drivers in the division, all going to be setting lap times on softs here. Well, I presume they're going to be setting lap times on softs, and if the three of them are going to be setting lap times on softs, everyone else is going to be fighting like hell for the remaining 7 positions to get through into Q3.
Yeah,
I think majority setting times on softs.
Yeah, I think it'd be very interesting if they do it on softs. It's funny if you have multiple strategies, and I mean, the more people starting on soft, I think the more interesting it could be. Because if we have, let's say, all 10 starts on the softs, and then we have the rest on the mediums, of course. Because if you go out in
Yeah, that
Q2,
would
you're
be
not going to start on the softs. That would be very interesting. It could also open up for 2 stops to actually work.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got any experience this weekend. Oh no, Midzi doesn't. Oh no, he doesn't set his lap time, so he backed down right at the end. He looked like he was about to head into the pits, but then didn't do it. So gotta quickly keep an eye on Merckx. Is he gonna do the same? What is he gonna do here? Yeah, there you go. Backs out of his lap right at the end. So maybe is this some sort of tactic? Are they trying to dummy people to go in onto the softs?
Might be. But it's very interesting. I mean, it shows elite. It's very competitive. It's very mind games you can play. They at least try them, and if they work, I'll be very impressed. To be honest, it's interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
and Hamjam's just done exactly the same thing. He stopped right on the line. Saar's gone fastest with an actual competitive time on the mediums with the 15.5. That's actually a very good lap time from Saar on the medium tire there. But really interesting strategy from these three. They do a lot of practice together. They seem to have clearly worked out what they were doing. Surprising as they're in different teams. But who else is doing it? Jam's doing it. He's on a lap on softs. So whether he's just getting a bit of practice in for Q3,
yeah, I was about to say that.
maybe
It
just
might just
trying to
be.
play with people a little bit.
It might just be practicing, and they want to do the medium lap right at the end when the track is at its best.
Jam's already started to back out of his lap.
That is completely the opposite what I would do, but it's about nerves, isn't it? Personally, I'd like to give myself the opportunity to choose the softs in the end if I want to. If to do the mediums at the final run, it's a bit of playing everything into one run, and it's a bit risky. And then I'm a bit angry now as well because they've had a little vote in the chat on which track is the worst one in the game, and we have 2 votes for Monaco. So
I can't disagree with that.
some idiots in the chat.
We talked about this at length in our side pod episode, so I feel like some people need to start watching the side pod a little bit more. But I'm sure it will come up in debate this week, considering it is the next track.
I'm just gonna do Monaco questions for the quiz and on the SLR all-time records in Monaco. I feel like I'll enjoy that quiz.
Someone's got to enjoy it. It's not me. Someone has to.
I know Steve was gonna enjoy it. He always enjoys my quiz.
Yeah. Very much so.
Side rads now out on a soft set of softs as well.
Zyder on the soft as well. Yeah, I did see that he was still on soft in the garage and hadn't changed it. So no, he's coming in. He's not even going to settle that. So what is the thinking behind that? If anyone in the chat wants to tell us, actually knows for sure, I'm intrigued.
I mean,
It's
there's only 2 options.
It's not like they need the practice. It's not like they need the practice for Q3. They're
but
pretty
it's
established drivers.
It's still nice though. There's only 2 options. Either they just want to feel the track for Q3, feel the softs, or they just want to try to prank people, if that's the right word, or trick people, maybe I should say.
It doesn't look like it's worked because they've all come into the pits and fitted the mediums. Doesn't look like anyone's going to fall for it. Potentially Dacey, still in the pits, yet to come out. As GSR Axe goes fastest for the 15.2. That's Darnell there, goes third with a 15.8. So I feel like he's going to have to improve as the guys behind him haven't set proper lap times. There's a Renault coming up the line here. This is Dylan. What can he do here? SLR Dylan. Oh, he's going again. He must have made a mistake somewhere.
Freeman's just done the fastest sector 1 so far. If I can trust the map.
Gonna quickly cut to Crispy. He's in the 3rd sector. He's shown some brilliant quali pace. He went pole in his 2nd ever Elite Division race in Bahrain after his promotion from Division 2 last season. He's gone 2nd so far here, but GSR Axe at the minute clock. He's got a nice little gap at the front. Just over 2/10 between himself and Crispy in P2. Obviously, we've still got some guys to set some proper lap times behind him. We've got Freeman coming up to the line as well now. Let's see where this time stacks up. Freeman with a 15.1.
Oh my
Axe is
god.
only a 10th behind. This is a good lap from Freeman.
That's an amazing lap. That is 2/10 better than my Q3 lap on the softs.
Yeah, it's a pretty ridiculous lap time.
And in one of my best tracks as well, just to put it into context. It's 4/10 it's 4/10 off of Div 1 pole. He probably would have been starting 3rd or 4th in Div 1 just by running mediums Freeman. That's a ridiculous time. Really nice to see though that we have some properly quick drivers in here.
Ghost Colt's just gone fastest in the middle sector now as we're on board with him coming into the 3rd. He's shown some really good pace since he joined at the end of last season. He's got a pretty healthy position in the standings as well, if I'm not mistaken. He's had a little bit of bad luck, but he's shown some really good pace at times. What can he do here? Ghost Colt with a 15.3. He goes 3rd. Interestingly, GSR Axe has fitted the softs, but he's sat in the garage waiting. At the minute, I think he's going to be pretty content with that 15.2, if I'm honest with you. Looks like Freeman, what is he doing? Freeman's going out for another lap on the medium tyre.
Oh, that's fine. You can do almost 3 laps on the mediums. They'll hold up well in the race anyway. At least 2 you can do without problem. Although I don't think Freeman needs to do any more lap.
No, I don't think he does. Dylan's invalidated. Hamjam hasn't. This is going to be a proper lap from Hamjam here. Or not. Was that his out lap? Yeah, I think it was his out lap. Apologies for that, folks. Merck's behind him on track, starting his out lap 2. Zydrad, I don't think he's doing an out lap, is he? Oh, he's made a mistake, so he's starting a proper lap again now. It's a 19.1 from Zydrad. Quickly cut to Crispy, see what he's doing. Is he coming into the pits? He will be coming to the pits, so who's behind him? That's a racing point. Is that B-Dunk in the 3rd sector? He's up by 2/10 of B-Dunk. Taking some pretty aggressive lines. This is what you need in quali to find the time. Up to the line now. Can he improve? It's a 15.8, so he improved by 3/10. Puts himself P7 above his teammate, who is on an outlap as well. Smoke put himself 6th earlier as well. He is on an in-lap now by the look of it. So, and we're going to see some guys fit in the soft tyres. I think we quickly saw Dylan do it, and he's changed back off it. So we did see it. We have seen it at times, haven't we, Clock? We saw it from Riggs on Friday night in Division 1. He compromised his race really by using the softs in Q2 to try and get through to Q3. It didn't really work out for him. He tried a 2-stop and it didn't end too well for him. Merckx has made a big mistake there. His back end has come out pretty badly and he has only gone 11th, so he's got to find some time from somewhere. There's a Haas there. I'm pretty sure that's Zydrad's done a 51, so that... Yeah, Freeman knows he's done enough. He's retired in the pit lane. Mid's about to start a lap. Is that Darnell on his proper push lap? B-Dunk going to be on an in lap here, I'd imagine. He's just about got time to come in and fit a new set should he wish. We're going to cut back to Darnell, who's gone purple in the middle sector. We'll see what he's doing now. Takes a nice wide line.
I'm following Midsi and he's currently down 1/10 on his soft lap, although he obviously braked in the end, so it's probably on a pretty decent time.
Darnell with a 15.4. Smoke on a lap here is a 10th up. Goes 9th, improves by just over a 10th, 15.5. That looks like a Renault. Is that Hamjam? Is the line here? Looks like it is.
Mitsu with an invalidation, so he's aborted his lap. Gonna need to go for another one. Trying to save his ERS.
He Looking on Dacey here. The Williams going up to the line. Is that Saab about to start a lap? Oh no, I think that's Jamham setting a lap. He's gone 6th fastest. Dacey's gone purple middle sector. So, seen a lot of purple sectors. Just need to
Got
try and
Merckx
get people
as
to
well.
link it up.
Yeah, Merckx is up by 33 hundredths of a second into sector 1.
And it's
Needs
not,
to be up by
yeah,
at least 3 tenths though.
I think he lost most of his time in sector 3 on the last corner. That's what it looked like. Dacey's gone 11th, so he's going to have time to get round, but it's going to have to do pretty fast to get round. And his tyres aren't going to like doing 3 laps on the bounce, I'd imagine. So Dacey, that might be it for him. B-Dunk is out on the softs. B-Dunk
Merckx
is out
down
on the
by
softs.
1.5 tenths. Interesting.
Yeah, Merckx is down.
Interesting.
Let's see if he can find the time here in this final corner. This is where he lost it, just here. He's a much better line. Darnell's retired in the pit, so someone's actually retired on... Someone retired on track there? I think someone's retired on track there. Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not GSRX, just going slowly, letting people past him. GSRX actually out on the softs. Jam.
Merckx.
Yeah.
Merckx actually
Merckx,
managed
yeah.
an improvement, but it wasn't enough. It only jumped him ahead of B-Dunk, who's most likely gonna get through pretty easily if he could just make a clean lap, considering he's on the softs.
Midsy's got to do exactly the same now. At the minute, it looks like 2 of the guys who've gone out on softs and tried to juke people, it's come back to bite them if they can't improve their times here. Midsy and Merckx, 2 of the guys who started on those soft tyres. At the minute, if
There
they
comes
can't settle
Dylan.
out, they're going to be out.
Dylan was up by 2 tenths in the second sector. Improves by 3
Not
tenths,
enough.
but it's not enough.
Dacey got round just about in time to start a lap, so he's got one more go, has SLR Dacey. There's the Red Bull of Merckx. He's gone miles off the track and he's invalidated, so that's that for Merckx. Pretty disappointing qualifying session for him, really. Didn't really give
Midsy
himself
has
the best amount
invalidated
of
as
time,
well.
did he? Midsy invalidated as well, so Midsy and Merckx both dated. And going out on the
B-Dunk
soft
with
tyres at the start of quali hasn't helped them at all.
B-Dunk with a purple second sector, so SLR Smoke is... Saw is in the danger zone, I mean. Daisy is up by 74 hundredths of a second, so Smoke might be in the danger zone as well. Let's see if they can stick their laps together now. B-Dunk firstly.
He's through. He's in P3.
And Daisy is up by 1.5 tenths, so if you could just rock this home,
GSRX here.
Smoke's out.
Is GSRX going to actually set a lap type here? No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to start on those soft tyres. He backs out of his lap. Dacey now, can he improve? Wow, what a lap time. He's gone 3rd. Is that on a used set of softs? No, sorry, it's a fresh set of mediums from Dacey. He's put himself 3rd. Now it's Dylan. Oh no, is he backed out? Well, disaster from Dylan. He's out too.
Interesting,
Well,
very interesting, and
well,
still
well.
4
Yeah.
tenths.
What do you make of
4
that then?
tenths. I am gonna say there's gonna be a really, really close Q3, I hope. We've got Freeman, Sidra, Daisy, Hamjam, Axe, Colt. I mean, I'm not counting B-Dunk there since he set his time on the softs here, so I think he'll struggle to catch the fight for pole when everyone else chucks on the softs. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if any one of these 10 can get pole. But considering what we've seen before, it's going to be Freeman, since he is the pole master of SLR, the qualifying master, I shall say. He's got lots more poles than anyone else has.
Yeah, very interesting. What do you make of Merckx and Midsy? Two names you'd really expect to see in Q3. Struggling in Q2. Tried the soft run, didn't work for him. Went out on the mediums. didn't work for him either. They seemed to invalidate every time they went for a push lap, so it's not ideal for them. They wouldn't really want to be starting in between 10th and 15th, would they?
That's what I mean by doing medium time relatively early, so you at least give yourself the chance to do another one on the mediums in the end, or on the softs if you like. By doing it right at the end, it might work as it did for SLR Daisy, who executed it brilliantly. Seems to be no nerves there, but it's still unnecessary risk taking in my opinion.
Yeah, it seemed to work for Jam and Ham, but the others just seemed to... Zydra did it as well, but he only went out for one lap and came straight back in again.
But if 5 people takes a risk, at least one of them is gonna fail. That's why it's called taking a risk, you know.
Yeah, they definitely do. Let's have a look now, going into Q3 then. Any predictions in the chat for pole? What's your prediction for pole then, Clock?
Well, easiest name would be Freeman. He's been looking convincing in all sessions. He's been first in both Q1 and Q2, I think. But Sidrad was really tight behind. I think it's going to be one of the Haas drivers. Both of them have been looking very convincing in qualifying this whole season, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can keep that form up.
We're going to stay on board with Jam. He's going to be the first person to set a lap time. He's taken a really lovely line through the first sector. He's got the most out of that first sector, really. Ghost Colt left the session. Oh dear. That is not good. So Ghost Colt is not going to be able to get back in. So you're going to have to invalidate. You're going to have to invite him right at the end of quali clock. If that's alright.
Oh yeah, I'll quickly check my friends list and see if he's.
Don't do it just yet. He's on there.
That's what I'm looking for. If it's here or if it's
really tidy lap from Jamham so far. He's not renowned for his quali pace. I don't know what his expectations will be going into this. Oh, very aggressive line there. Lucky not to invalidate. Kicked him off his line a little bit as well. He might have lost a couple of tenths there. It's a 15-0 from Jamham, sorry. So he might not be happy about that really. Crispy with a 14.8. That's a brilliant lap time. Is that Ham Jam? Into the pits. Yeah, he's invalidated. GSR Axe coming up to the line now. There's a Haas behind him. That's Freeman with a 14.7. Beats Crispy by over a tenth to put himself on provisional pole for the time being. What can Daisy do? Up to the line, SLR Daisy with a 14.7 as well. Brilliant time from Daisy, showing some really good pace. Must say, no disrespect to him, I didn't expect to see him so high up. Really good showing from him.
So we're still provisional pole is still on the same 10th as pole was in Division 1.
Oh wow, okay. What was Division 1 pole? A 14.7 was it?
Gito got pole with a 14.7, then we had Kevin on a 14.8 or a 14.9.
Wow, okay. We'll see what it's like come the end of the session. Who is this here? That's Jam into the pits. Crispy going to be doing the same. Yeah, he pits too. So it's just going to be Axe now. Ghost Colt, his teammate, won't be able to set a lap in this session, unfortunately, after lagging out. GSR Axe, the 14.9, goes fourth. That's some really good times from the guys so far. As Daisy pits. Who is that there? That's a Racing Point. That's B-Dunk. He's not pushing by the look of it. He's going to be coming in too. So at the minute, the only person who's going to be setting a lap is going to be Ham Jam. When he crosses the line. He invalidated his first run, came straight back out again, so he might have a spare set of softs. All of these laps as well, Clock, are going to be laying down rubber. Going to be making the track quicker as the session goes on. Right, we're right on board with Ham then as he sets his Q3 lap time. He's going to be hoping for at least a time in the 1 minute 14s. Takes a nice tight line into turn 1 and 2, rides the curb. Gets as close to the inside as he dares to find the most amount of time, keeps to the inside as well. Try and take a bit of curb right at the end of sector 1 to give yourself a nice wide line into here. You've got to be careful when you come onto the power in this corner. As you get on the grass, you're done. Nice inside line. You see some drivers taking a wide line through there to get a better exit, but the straight isn't overly long. It's all about the back end in this corner now. Can he keep it nice and stable? Yes, he can. Flat into this right-hander here. Opens the DRS into sector 2 now. Full speed, full throttle down the straight. Right onto the apex here as the start of sector 3. Got to ride the curb here to find the time. Watch the back end as well. It's perfect from Hamjam so far. Nice tight inside line. Right onto the curb to find the maximum time. Now it's all about finding the tightest lines in sector 3. Rides the curb a little bit. Back end complaining a little bit now as he comes to the end of the lap. Tight the inside line in the final corner. Opens the DRS and up to the line. It's a brilliant lap time from Hamjam. It's a 14.613. Great lap time from Ham. He's gone clear by just over a tenth, Clock. Is Clock there? Clock? Have you left me?
It was my controller, it's fine.
No.
It's all good.
So Zydrad's invalidated. Carry on.
Yeah, I'm following Crispy at the moment. He's on a lap, sitting in P4 at the moment. But I was gonna say that it's nice to see that Hamjam has gone. Ooh, Crispy loses it, but he comes on the brake nicely to avoid the walls. Let's Hamjam through as well. But yeah, I was about to say that it's nice to see that Hamjam has gone a tenth under the actual pole time of the one.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because there's a lot of talk about driver movements, isn't there, Clock? This is obviously the last weekend for drivers to be moving up and down divisions, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a couple of movements in the coming days. So anyone who's watching, who's going to be interested, keep an eye on the Discord or keep an eye on the website, on the streams. I'm sure you'll find out who goes where in your team chats as well. But there's definitely a lot of talk in terms of a couple of guys moving from Division 2. Well, to be honest, there's talk about guys moving from Divisions 1, 2 and 3. So that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on. Who have you been surprised with? We've got a bit of a lull now in quali, Clock, as they come out. They're going to come out soon for their final runs. Who have you been most impressed with this season in Division 1?
In Division 1? Ooh, that's a tough question. I'm being very impressed by McEwen. I think he's one of the drivers I've liked seeing. He's picking up points consistently, and I think he's second, isn't he? 1 point behind you.
Yeah, somehow. Not quite sure how I'm still leading, but yeah.
It's due to the inconsistency, if you can say, from Kevin. I think is, although disconnecting in Spain is probably isn't inconsistent, but it looks inconsistent if you look at the results. That's what I mean. 1 week is winning, next week is winning, and next week he's scoring no points. So
yeah, very much so. But he, if he didn't have the connection problem, I think he was in for a really strong result. Was he winning in Spain when he?
I don't know. Since I went from P6 to P11 during the start, I've got no clue what happened at the top.
Yeah. Well, he obviously had that battle with Race Roller, and and I think Southerners was part of it as well, and Gito as well for times. Gito seemed to get damage, I believe, so that seemed to hamper him. But anyway, less of Division 1. Let's get into the final runs of Q3 now. In Elite, Freeman's going to be the first one to set his lap, so let's stay on board with him here. Do you want to take us through the lap clock?
Sure, I'm just gonna find Freeman. There he is. Oh, he's already started. He's completing sector 1 right now. Let's see. I haven't even got time up.
He's
Fucking
up
idiot.
by just over a tenth.
Nice. Coming down here then, taking it nice and tightly. No lockup as well, as Ham Jam did. So he's gonna gain a bit of time there, down to 4th, I presume. Yeah, hitting the curbs nicely again. The back end is very stable. Can he go flat? Yes, he can, of course. Activating DRS. Let's see, brake by the 100-meter board just after he brakes.
Wow.
Clips the curb nicely and gets a purple second sector as well. Down to 3rd quickly and up to 4th again. Riding the curb, using the AstroTurf to make the track as wide as possible. And we have B-Dunk right in the middle of the track.
Oh, he's going to get blocked.
Oh, B-Dunk, that is not good. He
Oh,
might have been
no.
blocked there.
He was up by
At
almost
the time,
3
he's going to get a little slipstream here, though. He's
he's
still on
improved by
pole. Oh
half a
my god!
second.
Oh my god.
Word. How has he
What a
done
lap
how,
that is!
How has he done that? Zyja with the 14.6, he's almost 4 tenths off him. That is unbelievable. How has he set a 14.2 yet been blocked on his quali lap? Crispy's invalidated. He's also not going to get to the lines. That's going to be it for Crispy. Not happy about that. You can see there, Ham Jam. I think he's done a purple middle sector. He's up by a few tenths here. So Ham Jam could be fighting Freeman here. Back end really starting to complain. Opens the DRS. Ham Jam. Oh, 14.3. Not quite going to be enough. As it stands, Freeman is going to take another pole position. Dacey's improved by a lot though. Where can Dacey go? Goes 3rd with a 14.3. What about Jamham? 14.6 puts himself 5th. Is this Darnell up to the line? What can he do? Darnell improves by 4 tenths, puts himself 6th.
That's it. That's it. B-Dunk and Sidrad has aborted their laps, and Colt has, of course,
Oh yeah, invite him back.
disconnected. So
Can you invite him back?
of course he's an offline mode as well. Where is he? There he is.
That is an incredible lap time from Freeman there. He must have lost some time with B-Dunk being so close to him.
Yeah,
And still
he does
to
have
set
a slight advantage though. I think he is running ABS on. And if you don't know, which gives him the advantage that he can turn and brake at the same time a bit more than you can with ABS off.
It's still a incredible.
Yeah, I'm
impressive
not
lap
saying
time.
I'm not saying it's a bad lap time because of that. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. It's still an amazing lap time. I'm just saying though that he has that slight, maybe I don't know how much he could gain, half a tenth advantage or something probably. So it's not like he would have lost pole. But he is the qualifying master as well though. So I think this is going to be his 18th pole. Saying it from the top of my head, and I just realized that I need to get into my race seat now because I'm gonna take this start and go into the pits, and I feel like if I do this with my controller I can fuck something up, so I probably should race calmly with my wheel into the pits and retire.
Yeah, let's do that. You can be the medical car or the safety car right at the back of the
Exactly. I'll be. It's a pretty fun thing though, commentating from the back of the grid.
Yeah, you know, it'd be good actually. Give us a different little perspective from what's going on right at the back.
Yeah, I need to connect my wheel now though, so you'll have to entertain the viewers alone for
Did
half a minute.
did you have any luck with Ghost Cult?
I invited him.
Let's try again, shall we? Just try that again if you don't mind. I'm not sure if he seems to have come back in.
Okay. So annoying he's on offline mode. Shouldn't say that to be fair though, because I am all the time myself, but
Yeah, you are. You definitely are.
right, I'm just gonna connect my wheel, so you'll have to entertain the viewers yourself for half a minute.
That's wonderful. I can't wait to see how you get on right at the back of the pack. 36 people watching. Love to see it. Decent figures. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm sure we'll get Clock in the stream chat once he's sorted out his wheel. There he is, right at the back. He's going to have to get out of the way. So yeah, framing with that fantastic.
Wheel is connected.
Oh, that was quick.
And we've got
Go on.
Yeah, we've got a question for you in the stream chat.
Oh, go on.
Silly Bunny is wondering what you had for dinner tonight.
What did I have for dinner tonight? Oh, I had pork chops. That's what I had.
That's a bit of a random question for Silly Bunny.
I'm sure the viewers want to know. So
what tire shall I start on?
You should go soft to wet, I reckon. Actually, no, start on the wets. Just go straight on the wets. Don't even pit. Just go. Rocket.
I'll make it a 4-stop. I'm going softs for 4 laps, and I'm going to do hards for 12 laps, and then I'll do mediums for 9 laps, and then I'll do soft for 4 laps, and softs again for 4 laps. I feel like that's going to be an amazing strategy.
I'm just having a quick look in terms of strategies, to be fair. It's quickly important to check the guys who qualified outside the top 10. Smoke is at the minute starting on mediums, so he's going to probably be doing the regular strategy. Sar is on the hards, so he's going to be trying to extend them as far as he can. Might even go to soft at the end, which can last a little bit longer on lighter fuel. Merckx has just changed to the hard just as we start. Dylan on the mediums, Midzy on the hards, Ryan Jones on the hards, and Snipes on the softs. And then we'll ignore you on the mediums. So
yeah, I'm having my 65 kilograms of fuel as well, which is 42 laps.
That's
I'm not going to run out of fuel.
That's a lot of fuel.
Exactly.
And we start. We're off.
Oh, Ryan Jones just went off the grid ahead of me. First of everyone, I think.
Yeah, gonna keep a quick eye on that. GSRX hasn't moved off the grid.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's been disqualified. Was that an early ready up? Was he just not paying attention? That's not going to help him in P8. B Duncan P9 on the softs. So we'll see how that goes for him. He's not going to be in the best position, really. He's going to have to take them pretty far if he wants to do a one-stop strategy. He'll keep a quick eye on Clock, who's he's making some... look at that. Lovely. Nice tyre warm-up there from Clock.
Someone's put on the line in the count as well, which is really confusing me, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because you don't run with anything, do you, really? So, in terms of...
Nah, I don't. So I think the line is in my way. I don't like how That's bigger when you should brake and stuff, because yeah.
So I was really impressed to see Daisy qualify P3, and as I said before, no disrespect intended, but I did not expect to see him qualify as high up as he did. We're going to quickly, we've looked at the tyres now, we're going to quickly go to position changes so we can see who makes the best start.
I think it's going to be...
Freeman... No.
I'll do a Johnny Herbert start.
Hey, he was a steward today.
Oh, was he?
Oh, Daisy's spun it. Daisy's actually spun it.
Well, it's going to have hot tires at least. But yeah, I'll let you comment for the race startup, obviously. I'll tell you later what happened at the back.
Well, if you see anything major at the back clock, if you get a good view on something that's happened, then keep us informed, but keep yourself well away from it.
I will. I'm gonna have a shot start. I already know.
As usual, then. Wonder if GSR Axe is back. Hopefully he can get going from the start. He's going to have freezing cold tyres. He's been sat there for ages. The timings are all wrong. Apparently Ghost Colt is winning, but let's try and get a nice view for the start of the race. And the lights are out and we are away. Hamjam's had a brilliant start. He's already passed Freeman. Freeman's had a shocking start. Zydrad at the inside as well.
Down to the back.
Daisy and Zydrad going to wheel here into turn 1. Hamjam in the lead. Zydrad into P2. There's a lot of ghosting already. Oh, massive crash. There's a Ferrari around Smoke's round. Who's crashed at the back there?
That's Smoke, and there's a Ferrari here. I'll see him behind him. It's Ghost Colt.
Oh, massive crash at the back here. The timing sheets are all over the place. We haven't really got an idea of who is where. Apparently Ghost Colt's still winning the race, but Hamjam is winning the race. And he's got Zydrad right behind him. There's Daisy. There's Darnell in P4. Then Jamham. Freeman down in P6. So it's sorted itself out now. Freeman's lost 5 positions off the start. What a disaster for him. B-Dunk up 1 on his soft tyres, but Hamjam leads and Zydrad is right behind him. What a shocking start for Freeman. That's not what he wanted. GSR Axe as well. He's down in P15. He's been involved in the collision. He's the Ferrari. He's got damage. Smoke has got damage too, I think. No, actually, I don't know.
Ghost Colt probably has damage as well.
Oh yeah, no, both Ferraris have been involved in something. Ghost Colt's got massive damage. Smoke looks okay. And then there's you, right at the back of the field. And then
there was someone got damage right on the start as well. I saw...
Well, hold on, we've got Zydrad.
After we went off the line.
Sorry, not Zydrad, we've got Darnell fighting Jamham here for P4. So Darnell with really impressive start to this race. Up 2 positions. He's got Daisy in front of him in P3. They've managed to hold position. The timing sheets are all over the place again. I think clock's in the pits now. There's a lot of cars in the pits, clock. Who else is in the pits there? We can't really see. Dylan's in the pits, Snipes in the pits. Axe in the pits. What tyres are they putting on?
They retired safely, and that
Cards
went well, I think.
Yeah, no, all good.
Hopefully he pulls off now so he doesn't get it.
Timing sheets are all over the place. Gonna try and get an idea of what is going on behind here. I think it's sorting itself out again. Freeman down in P6, so he's lost a lot of positions here. He's still not gained anything from his shocking first lap. That's really been the story of his season so far. Ghost Colt's left the session again. So if you could give him an invite, Clock, that's his one and only invite, unfortunately.
Yeah, I will.
Thanking you. Midsy's had a good start. Midsy's managed to stay damage free. He's up 5 positions. Merckx is up 2. Ryan Jones up 4. So all guys who unexpectedly got knocked out of qualifying earlier up a little bit. Smoke stayed out, got no damage. There's a bit of a gap now between him and Ryan Jones. Just try and find out what's going on at the front. We've got Jamham, who's right behind Darnell, who is actually gaining a little bit on Daisy. He's fallen back from Zydrad and Hamjam, so at the minute it looks like a bit of a two-way battle between the two of them. Ghost Colt has joined, that's good to see. He is a long way back though. But 30 laps remaining here. Say that again, Klopp.
Yeah, I'm just trying to update myself on the race now, missing the first lap.
Yeah, Freeman had an awful start. Lost 5 positions from the start.
He's right on the tail of... No, it's not him, it's Sideguard, of course, being right on the tail of Hamjam and maybe going for a move. Yes, he is up the inside. Is he going through? Yes,
He's
he
got
is.
him. Great move from
Zydrad.
Zydrad. That was with DRS, wasn't it? So this is lap 4, so he did have DRS to assist him there, and he's running overtake as well. So let's have a look at the ERS. It's looking pretty similar between the two of them. No, it's actually not. No, Hamjam's got almost double. Hamjam's got almost double the amount Zydrad does. Daisy has starting to have a little bit of a train form behind him, so all aboard the Daisy train right now. Darnell is right behind him. Jamham right behind him too. Freeman is going to be chomping at the bit to get further up the field. He would not be happy with this. But once again, looks like his race pace is starting to let him down a little bit. Sar's had a good start. He's up 3 positions, Clock. He's in the points, so it's good to see for him and the Williams team. So at the minute he's going to be getting 2 World Championship points if he was to stay in P9. B-Dunk in P8 is on softs, so we'll get a quick look at the tyres again.
We have
3 lap
Freeman
old
now,
soft.
he's so close to Jamham. Jamham to have DRS himself as well, so Freeman can't go for the move.
Well, Darnell's got DRS off Daisy, and Jam's got DRS off Darnell, and Freeman's got DRS off Jam, so this is the train that I was on about. It's not. I mean, Crispy's really pretty much starting to join this now. B-Dunk's not far behind him, and Freeman. I don't think B-Dunk will mind this really. He's obviously on the softs. He's going to be happy just to be dragged along really, as his tyres start to go. There's a lock-up in front of him. I think that was Crispy locking up there. Ham hasn't let Zydrad go.
It looks like Darnell is barely quick enough to stay with Daisy. He's certainly not quick enough to get through, but he's staying with him and having the DRS. So Jamham and Freeman, who is quicker than him, can't get past him because he has DRS and it's so hard to overtake on this track. Jamham is really, really close though, and Darnell is almost out of DRS range from Daisy is now, so as soon as he loses the DRS he's going to get eaten up by the Williams and the Haas, and I think that might be now.
Yeah, that might be having a few issues with the camera at the minute. It seems to be cut into the wrong people whenever we change, but there we go. Jam has passed Darnell, who's not helped himself there unfortunately. Lost DRS to Daisy and he's lost a position because of it. So Jam now into P4, starting to show a little bit of his race pace. Darnell needs to hold on at the minute. I don't think he'd be happy. He'd be too unhappy with a P5 finish, but he's got Freeman behind him, and we know how fast SLR Freeman is. Crispy is well and truly part of this train, as Freeman is right behind Darnell here. It's not going to be helping his engine or his tyres, is it, Clark? He's going to be getting a lot of overheating from the car in front.
The engine I've found is pretty fine on this game compared to last game, but it overheated as soon as you put it in the rich, and now we have a penalty for smoke. 3-second time penalty down in 13th he is. But yeah, the tires could overheat. The crucial one is the front left, especially through turn 3 and 4. And turn 9, I'd say it is the quick right-hander. If you could just manage the front left, you'll be fine, but it's all about how nice you are with the steering input, as Daisy gets a penalty as well.
So Daisy in P3 already with a penalty, 7 laps into the race. Let's keep an eye on it now. Jam is close to Daisy, but he's not close enough to get any move done there. Let's have a look at the cars behind. Darnell is within his DRS, so Darnell needs to stay there, or else he's going to get eaten up by Freeman.
Interesting to follow B-Dunk behind Crispy as well. Crispy's now lost DRS. How long can B-Dunk's soft hold up though, compared to Crispy's pace? I think B-Dunk can be consider himself lucky that Saw is behind him. He's on the hard, so they're the hards are not yet into the into the phase of the race when they are actually the best tire. It's probably another 6 or 7
Darnell's
laps.
gone wide there. We just caught that. Freeman's coming on Darnell here. He looks to make a move and he backs out of it, so he's not going to get the move done there. So Darnell at the minute is dropped out of Jam's DRS. So that's not going to be helping him at all. Freeman's right behind him here in Sector 3. You'd expect him to get the move done unless Darnell can get back within a second. It looks like he's not. He's had a really poor run and he's picked up a penalty as well. And he's got Freeman right behind him. We're going to ride on board with Freeman here. Opens the DRS. This should be pretty regulation for him. He doesn't even have to use his overtake. Look at that. Just the DRS and the straight line speed, and he's passed Darnell pretty comfortably. And in front there's Jamham and Dacey. Apologies for that, folks. We've missed that. Doing the Freeman overtake. Jamham has passed Dacey. Dacey seems to be struggling a little bit. He's picked up a penalty. And Jamham has now passed him too, so he's lost position from where he started. And Jam showing some good race pace. He's got to close that gap to his brother now, who is right behind Zydrad still, has not let him go since he was overtaken. So we could be looking at a nice little two-way battle, maybe three-way battle if Jamham can join.
Oh, it's off. This is off.
Oh yeah, Dacey is off. Big.
He lost it.
Oh, interesting rejoin as well. It's because, well, Ghost in there has kind of saved him. Really, he's off again. Disaster for Dacey. Axe is retired.
Oh, we have a retirement. Yeah, I'll
That's
see if I
a
can
turn
find
1.
him.
We got a safety car. It's a turn 1. We got a safety car. This is going to be massive for strategy. B-Dunk's going to love this.
Yeah,
But the medium runners have got to pit
the
now.
hards now.
They've
Yeah,
got to pit now.
The hards will hold up from now. So this is brilliant for B-Dunk. He's been the most saved by this. I think everyone on the hards have been a bit fucked over by this.
Yeah. Very well, yeah, that's why you got to play. Apologies for Clock's French. Sar stays out. Sar stays out on the hards. Who's that behind the camera is really not helping me here. I'm trying to cut to the right people and it keeps cutting to the car I was on previously.
It's gonna benefit
you.
out. It's not gonna benefit the hard runners to pit now, because if they pit now, they're still gonna have to do another stop. So they probably might as well just stay out and take the track position, and hopefully they can get a bit of a gap. At least Saw can get a bit of a gap, because Midsteel, Merckx and Ryan Jones is gonna hold up people for the start. Saw really needs to sprint away, try to get as much time before that pit stop. But of course, this is a hard track, and the dirty air is really coming into play here. So the gaps will become stretched out, and of course things can happen. So that they are by no way out of the race, but they have been massively compromised by starting on the hards. And interestingly, Ham Jam and Sidrad has got ahead of Smoke, which Jamham and Freeman hasn't, so we have a McLaren between the provisional top 4.
Yeah, we do. Zydrad and Ham in really good positions. I mean, Jam is in a pretty good position himself too. Smoke's tyres are 8 laps old, but the hards seem to get better the longer they're used. So Jam might have a bit of trouble getting past him. Of course, when the safety car it comes in, we have another 2 laps until DRS is activated again. So have to see. It's all going to be about straight line speed. Who's got the best setup for overtaking, either in the corners or on the straight.
You have to say that people like Daisy has made a mistake on the same lap like seconds before. Oh, we have a Crispy coming into the pits. He doesn't want to do the hards. That's interesting. He pitted last lap for the hards, and now he's coming into the pits again. Has he driven into someone and lost the wing, or? Oh yes, he has.
He's putting
He's
the
coming in
mediums
for
on.
wing change. He's probably collided with someone during the safety car. Has to change his wing, and now he's on the mediums, and he's. Of course, he doesn't have any more sets of the hards, so he'd have to put it on the mediums, and he's lost lots of time there and track position, and crucially, he's on the wrong strategy now. You do not want to be on the mediums.
It's going to be pretty hard to get them to go 23 laps.
As Dylan is pitting as well, he's had the same problem as Ryan Jones. Oh, sorry, as Crispy. Being on the hards, pitting because he needs to change his wing, and now he's ended up on the mediums right at the back. Really not ideal for them. I don't know what happened to Snipes and Daisy, because they passed each other, it says on my screen here. Snipes on AI, and Daisy looks kind of keen to get past him, as he does there. Interesting, this.
So Daisy's overtaken Snipes, you said?
It looked like Snipes overtook Daisy, and then Daisy re-overtook him, I think. Ooh, Daisy with a massive tank slapper there, losing the back end like crazy, trying to warm up his rear tires. Snipes was on AI mode when Daisy overtook him. I got the arrows indicating that Snipes overtook Daisy first. I don't know if it was his AI doing something, or it's interesting at least. You'll see the arrows on the screen that they indicated. Well, they disappear now just because I said it.
Interesting. Now we've got the drivers up the front who've started on the hards. Now that the safety car's been out for 3 laps, this is only going to extend their hard stint. Are they going to try and extend it even further so then they could run the softs at the end of the race?
I do not think they will gain anything from it.
Sars almost overtaken the safety car. Sorry to cut you off there. Cut you off there.
Yeah, I think the mediums will still be the better strategy, because the softs, I mean, they could do 9-10 laps, but you'll have to be careful with them at the end. If you do mediums, you can get at least a 5-lap undercut, and you do not have to nurse them at all. And you will of course get more laps to catch up, although with a slightly worse. Oh, someone spun! That's Sideral! Sideral spun!
Oh no!
Under the safety car!
Let's quickly get to him, if we can find him. There he is. Oh yeah,
wing damage. And the safety car's in this lap.
Has he got damage?
Both
he has. Oh
gone.
no, it's a disaster. That's his race over. That is his race
he's
over.
Gonna pit now, and he's not gonna have any heart left.
He's
gonna
have to pit now. Yeah, and he's gonna fall back completely from the pack. We have to go back up to Sar now. He's gonna be restarting the pack. We're gonna ride on board with Midzi, try and get an idea as to when Sar's gonna go. Really starting to back the pack, aren't we, to watch each other's front wings. And Sar has gone. Midzi's got a good run at him. Merck's done the same. He's got a little bit of a gap to Ryan Jones. And Midzi's going to be slipstreaming Sar for the lead of the race here. Sar, obviously no DRS to help Midzi. Sar's going to hold on to that for the time being. Locks up massively going into turn 1 though. And Midzi stays in P2, just looking behind him, see how close Merckx is, but he's nowhere near close enough to get any move done on him. He's got to defend from Ryan Jones, who's right behind him too. And Sar leads us away. Go on, Clock.
Smokes had a terrible start. It's already 1 second behind Hamjam. Jamham and Freeman really needs to get past that McLaren. Freeman is really, really close to Hamjam, but he will struggle to get past him as long as he doesn't get DRS. But of course, Jamham will have DRS behind Smoke, so it's not an ideal situation for Freeman now. Darnell with a penalty.
Yeah, Darnell with a penalty. So the net lead of the race is Hamjam, and his brother Jamham is in the net P2. Freeman has recovered to the net P3, and Darnell, as things stand, in P4, being helped out by Daisy and Zydrad in front of him, having some form of incident. No DRS again. Let's have a look. Midzi too far back on Sar to make a move. Anyone going to be making a move here? Who's slipstreaming there? That looks like Jamham on the back of Smoke, going wheel to wheel into turn 1. And Jam's got the move done. It's a great overtake. He had to get that done. Didn't want to get stuck behind Smoke for another lap on his old hards. Jam needed to get past him and really close the gap to Ham. So this is going to be a net. This is going to be net first and second. Going to be battling out Ham and Jam going at it again. By look
Guys,
of it.
watch now is Freeman. He needs to clear. He needs to clear him quick as possible. Around the outside. That's not
Smoke
gonna work. I
Smoke
think.
won't
Oh my
make this
God! He's
easy.
side by side here.
Smoke won't make that easy. No, can't get it done. Ham Jam is trying to move on Ryan Jones. Still no DRS, but he's opened his overtake. Ham Jam's going to try it here, you think. Up the inside. And he's got the move done. Ryan Jones tries to switch back, but Ham covers him off nicely, so he's put a car between himself and Jam. So Ham moving up through the runners on the old hards now. Merck's got a little bit wide there. What sort of lap will the guys on the hards look to pit at now, Clock? Clock? No?
Freeman then. I'm a bit laggy. Everyone's having red crosses on the screen for me,
Right,
so
no, you seem to be okay now. You might have just stabilised. Oh, Smoke's
I'm
gone
not really
wide there.
sure what's going on, to be honest.
Smoke's got Freeman going around his outside here. We're trying to get a nice little view of him here. Wheel to wheel at the end of sector 1. Freeman around the outside. Oh, what a move by Freeman that is. Smoke looks at the inside. Freeman gives him nothing. And Freeman's got the move. Smoke's going to fight this. Freeman's going to cover him off. Oh, and Clock's lagged out. I think Clock's left us, unfortunately, folks. He's having a few internet issues. Are you there, Clock?
Yeah, my internet seems to have.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm still here.
Smoke and Freeman. Smoke all over it. Freeman switches back on Smoke. What a battle this is here. Oh no, and he's hit him. Contact there between Freeman and Smoke. Only slight. No damage. I'll give you an invite in a second, Clock. We just need to keep an eye on this.
No worries, the racing is more important. I can still see on the stream which I have in front of me, so
Ham
still
is
good.
gaining on Merckx here. This is for P3. Ham Jam up the inside of Merckx. Merckx doesn't really fight it. It's not really his battle. He still has to pit. Freeman and Smoke going at it again by the look of it. Really great battle between these two. Smoke, as I said, not making it easy at all for Freeman. Darnell behind, very interested. He's going to be liking the fact that Freeman's been held up by Smoke. And he needs to hope that Smoke doesn't make it as hard for him as he made it for Freeman. He's got his teammate right behind him who's been helped out massively by that safety car, having gone through on the soft tyre. We'll quickly try and get you an invite, Clock. Apologies, folks. We need to come and get our co-coms back in. There is your invite.
So it's a crucial part of the race then, still, as long as Saw, Mitzi, Merckx and Ryan Jones and Smoke hasn't pitted, it's all about who can clear the traffic the best out of Ham, Ham, Freeman and Darnell. There's B-Dunk as well, and so on.
So Merckx at the minute has got DRS to Ham Jam, which is going to protect him on the straight from Jam. So at the minute Ham has got a nice little gap between himself and his brother. Darnell is past Smoke. Smoke's looking to try and come back at him maybe, but no, the dirty air is a bit of a killer around that corner. It's really hard to follow a car around there, so Darnell keeping tabs on Freeman. Ghost Colt and Crispy having a battle here at the end of Sector 1, start of Sector 2. Crispy goes up the inside here. Ghost Colt's going to have a slightly better line. He's having a bit of a decent recovery drive, is Ghost Colt. Considering what happened to him right at the start of the race, he was spun round. Smoke's doing well as well, considering he was also spun round. Dacey made a big mistake. He's starting to recover nicely. Snipes right on the back of his teammate Smoke. He's having a look on him. So he's lost the back end and there's been some sort of collision behind him. Dacey's almost hit him. Ghost Colt's got Crispy going around his outside. Look at these two going wheel to wheel here. Oh, this isn't going to end well.
Crispy.
Oh. Trying to get the best view of it here. There we go. Oh, Dacey's gone wide. He's in the gravel. Oh no, and Dacey's taking out Crispy! It's a three-way crash at the back. Dacey's gone off the track. He's hit Crispy by the look of it. He's into the pits. Cuts over the track as well. Dylan does the same. Crispy does the same. What a disaster. It's a three-way crash there. That we just about caught it. It looked like, oh, Crispy's retired. It's a horrible race for Crispy. He's had enough. I can't say I blame him. And that's three positions for Zydrad. He's on a recovery drive. He needs to hope for a safety car after his collision under the safety car. And that's not good at all. It looked like Dacey got his line all wrong and he came back on the track a little bit too keen, considering he'd already left it and there was two cars already there and they just got caught up. So unfortunately that seems to have been well, the story of that particular incident. Hamjam is past Saar.
Yeah, that is a move and a half.
Didn't see it, unfortunately. Saar's also been passed by Midzu, so we've missed that too. In all the drama, it's hard to keep up with everything, folks, so apologies. I'm doing my best. The camera angles aren't really helping me. Here we go. There's a lot of slipstreaming down the straight here. So Jam is slipstreaming Merckx, who is slipstreaming Saar. We're going to go three wide here, are we? Two Williams drivers. Oh, and Merckx around the outside.
Saar really needs to help Jam here.
Jam needs to...
Saar should not fight his teammate. He's fighting for the win.
Jam needs to let his... No, needs to get past his teammate. Is Saar going to make it? No, he's not. Not letting him past it. Saar's running, overtaking the corners at the minute. He's desperate to keep hold of the position. Look, he's still running overtake.
It's tough for him.
He's
tough
still
for him because Ryan Jones and Freeman is so close behind, but he really needs to let Jam through here. It's costing him valuable time. Hamjam is soon going to pass Mitzi, and when he does that, he's going to be able to create the gap, while Jam has to pass both Saar, Merckx, and Mitzi.
I think Jam weaves a little bit. And whoa, where's Freeman going on the inside? Freeman with the trademark dive bomb. There's damage. Ryan Jones has got damage.
Ryan Jones got damage.
Yeah, that looks... Oh, and Freeman's hit the back of him. Freeman's hit the back of Ryan Jones. Freeman's hit the back. It didn't look like Freeman got damage out of that, somehow.
Saar let Jam go through there. I think that's a good tactic, because that's going to leave Saar with the DRS, I think.
Ryan Jones pits, so he's on the old hards. He had to pit anyway. Somehow Freeman doesn't have damage. Jam really needs Saar to hold up Freeman here. He's going to have to fight this. Up the inside goes Freeman. So around the outside goes Freeman. He's got the move done. That has not helped Jam at all. So Freeman is coming. He's in a net P3 now. Darnell also gaining on Saar. So Saar's really starting to fall back. He's going to have to pit soon. As are Merckx and Midzi. Zydrad into P12. He's on softs with Zydrad. Just going to have to pit again, isn't he, surely? He's not going to make it to the end on those.
Definitely. He'll have to pit within 5 laps.
So yeah, Ham right behind Midzi, who leads the race, but he's yet to pit. And Hamjam really needs to clear these guys, or needs to clear Midzi on this particular lap now. Create an even bigger gap to Jamham. But these are the sort of races that have gone Ham's way as Midzi pits. These are the sort of races that have gone Ham's way that didn't go his way last season, Clock, that saw Jam take the championship. But at the minute, it seems to be like Ham is starting to have a bit of luck go his way.
Yeah, he was the best one clearing traffic. Of course, he was first. He had the least traffic to clear, but he's emerged with a almost a 3-second gap to Jam, and it's brilliant for Ham now. If he could just keep Jam without the DRS range, he'll win this race. Jam, of course, has Freeman to worry about as well.
Yeah, he does. Freeman's behind him. Darnell's not too far behind him either. But Darnell seems to actually have lost a little bit of time since we last checked, so he might have got stuck behind Saar before Saar had to pit. Keep an eye on the guys on the fresh mediums. Midzi 9 seconds back on Smoke, but Smoke is yet to pit. I remember last week Smoke took his hards almost 30 laps at Zandvoort in the hope of a safety car to help him. I feel like he's probably going to be doing exactly the same, really, here. He's going to be hoping for some sort of safety car, either full safety car or VSC, to help him. We're going to keep an eye on these medium, this medium runner here, Ghost Colt, right behind B-Dunk, and he's almost passed him. Well, he's passed him before the start-finish line. It's an easy move for Ghost Colt. B-Dunk tries to get Slipstream back off him, but he's not going to be able to do anything about that. Ghost Colt into P6, Snipes in P5, another McLaren going a long distance on his hards. He pitted right at the start of the race. I'm pretty sure he got damage right at the start. Finds himself in P5.
You are correct indeed. Very interesting if he can nurse his tires right to the end. I doubt it, but possibly.
Yeah, the closest battle on track right now is either, well, Ghost Colt and B-Dunk, but Ghost Colt's just got that move done. And now it's Freeman and Jam. Jam has a 3-second gap to Ham in front, so he's got 12 laps to do something about it. You'd expect him to...
Freeman looks to be quicker.
Make a challenge, but yeah, Freeman does look to be a bit quicker. He's starting to show some of that pace he had in that blistering quali lap, pole lap that he set. Jam into overtake
5
now.
tenths now, this is an overtake. Yeah, both of them are. Freeman has much less.
Freeman's in the grass.
DRS compared to...
Freeman just went in the grass. And he picked up a penalty because
I got a penalty.
Freeman went into the grass on the straight, and he's picked up a penalty because of it. Not sure what happened there, whether his hand slipped, no idea. That was very unusual, and that's not going to help him one bit. Don't think Jam's got a penalty, and Jam isn't particularly the kind of driver who picks up a lot of penalties, really. So that's not going to help Freeman in the slightest.
Especially not those kind of penalties.
No, that was so avoidable. I mean, we talk about avoidable penalties and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have cut the corner there, I shouldn't have done this, but that he just went off the track on the straight. Did you see that? He just went off the track completely.
Yeah, I saw it.
Very weird. Ghost Colt now has DRS on Snipes. He's a bit too far back. He has a look, but he's not close enough. So Ghost Colt with a really good recovery drive. His tyres are getting to the point where they're going to be really starting to wear. I mean, he can either pit now and maybe take the softs, or pit in a couple of laps and take the softs to the end, or do you reckon he'll just try and stretch those mediums and keep track position as Snipes pits? Smoke won't be pitting now, then he wouldn't want a double stack. Because the double stack is nowhere near as effective in the game as it is in real life. Just cut to Freeman, who is 3 tenths behind Jam on the straight, and Jam is actually losing time to Ham Jam clock. He's lost 3 tenths since we last checked.
I think he's looking more in the mirrors than he's looking ahead now. And have to say that Freeman is, I think it's pretty obvious that he's quicker than Jam, being within 3-4 tenths all the time. If you're equal to someone else in pit, you shouldn't be able to be that close on this kind of track with this much dirty air and all that kind of stuff. So I think if Freeman can clear Jam, he could possibly catch Ham, or his penalty is there, and Darnell is lurking in the background trying to capitalize on Freeman's penalty if Jam can just keep him behind him.
Yeah, so Freeman is right behind Jam now in the third sector. A bit of dirty air. He's got to get the best exit he can now out of this final corner. Looks like he's had a brilliant exit. He's into overtake already. This should be a pretty simple move for Freeman. Jam is not even fighting it by the look of it. He's not in overtake. He's just expecting it, waiting for it to happen. And Freeman is past, but he's got very little ERS as Freeman. He's just over 10% on his ERS, whereas Jam has almost 40%. So we might see that used at a later date or a later time in the race, but now Freeman is released to close down that gap between Ham Jam. The lead at the front has gone down a couple of tenths, in fact half a second since we last checked in with it. And yeah, with some of these collisions, some of these the safety car, different strategies has really seen the field spread out a little bit, Clock. Not
Yeah,
many
as you would
massive battles
expect
now.
on this kind of track.
Yeah, very much.
As you would expect, it's like I said, when Freeman was behind Jam, you'll only be able to really stay within the proper overtaking range if you're actually quicker than the car ahead. But I think the field has kind of spread out into the level that people are. I would expect mates to catch up the smoke pretty soon. And Snipes with his first tries could probably catch up to all those sides only on 3 laps of mediums, so I think we can't expect too much, although Jam Ham is catching right back up to Freeman thanks to the DRS.
Yeah, we're going to have a quick look at Snipes here. He's on the straight. This is for the final point pen position. So Snipes on fresh mediums. He's going to be really, really quick towards the end of this race. Saar is also on fairly fresh mediums as well, to be honest. So this is just going to be down to pure pace. And who can get the best exit potentially out of the last corner. Because Saar is pretty far behind Merckx in 9th. So it's going to be a pretty tight battle for the last point position.
Oh, Freeman! Freeman off and turn. No, it's not. It's lagging. My game's lagging. Sorry.
Come on.
It just scared me. Like, he honestly, on my game, he went into the gravel and just like spun, and I'm like, what the hell? And then he just comes back and he's in the middle of the hairpin. So I got really excited when he spun, and then I got kind of, I don't know, as expected and relieved when I realised he wasn't gone, because I think it's good having him there.
Well, Snipes is right behind Saar at the minute. Ghost Cold pits for softs, so he's going to be rapid come the end of this race. Saar picks up a penalty as well for his troubles. These boys are going to get promoted with Ghost Cold pitting, but I think you'll expect him to catch up. Snipes with the DRS.
Snipes. Yeah.
And that's a done move there, and it's a done deal there. So Snipes into P9, Ghost Colt comes back out in P11. So he's got some ground to make up, but you'd expect him to be able to do that pretty easily on these fresh softs. Smoke is still out on the tyres he started the race on. So he is begging and praying, waiting for some form of safety car to help him out. That's exactly what he did last week. Those hards I'm not sure, he seems to be setting some decent pace, so the hards on this track do actually tend to get better the longer that you're actually on them, obviously, until they get to they do hit a bit of a cliff right at the end of their life, but generally he seems to be doing some decent times. He's not losing much time to B-Dunk in front, but it's getting to a point now where he's going to have to pit for soft to make the most out of them, otherwise he might not get a safety car to help him. And just as I say that, in he comes. So he's going to be putting on a set of softs to go to the end of the race, and he will be very quick indeed on those tyres. Midzi has had a really good drive, Clock. He's in P6 now. A quick look now at positions gained. He's gained 9 positions from where he started. B-Dunk helped out massively, to be honest, by the first safety car when he started on the softs, and should no safety car have come out, he might have been in trouble, but at the end of the day, he played, he gambled by going on the softs, and it's worked to his favour, so credit to him. Darnell, the really good drive so far in P4, only 3 seconds off the podium positions. And with these two battling up front, maybe, might find himself in there should they pick up any penalties.
What you're going to watch now is the gap between Freeman and Ham. It's gone down by a second since he passed Jam. Freeman is definitely the quickest guy in this field. If it was on pure pace, of course, there's more variables in a race than just pace, but Freeman looks like he is on a mission, although it's only 5 laps to go and it's tough to overtake here, so we'll see if Ham can answer on his pace.
We've just quickly cut to Ghost Colt as well, who on the fresh softs has got past Saar and Snipes, so he's got 6 seconds around about now, or 5.5 seconds to catch Merckx. So Ghost Colt has got has got the moves done that he would have wanted. Snipes is behind him. He's going to have DRS, so this is not going to help Ghost Colt. He's got the moves done, and now Snipes is back past him with the help of DRS, but Oh, they're going wheel to wheel. Ghost Colt ran the outside ran the inside, then ran the outside. Has held the position, or and actually gained the position after Snipes actually went back past him. It's a brilliant move from Ghost Colt to stay ahead there. You would have thought, given the line that he had, Snipes would have taken the position, but the grip on Ghost Colt's fresh softs would have helped him out there. Smoke is on fresh softs. He needs to gain quite a lot of time to get any points. Actually, Pitty took the hards a long way in the hope of gaining from some form of safety car. That doesn't seem to have, well, it hasn't worked out for him. Freeman actually clock. He's taken another couple of tenths out of Ham.
Yeah, I've been watching the gap. It looks like Freeman has a lot more downforce than Hamjam, because the gap tends to go down a lot, especially in the first sector, and then Hamjam extends the gap over the straight, and it kind of stays through sector 1 and sector 2. So I think Freeman has a bit more downforce than Hamjam has on his card. Went down with 4 tenths in sector 3, then went up by 2 tenths on the straight.
Yeah.
And now in the corners again, he's catching quite a bit.
Zyjo with another penalty. It's been a disastrous race for him. He was leading the race, and then he got involved in some form of incident. He was down the pack after pitting, but he got involved in some form of incident under the safety car, and the race was there for him. It was, well, if the race wasn't, then a strong result certainly was. So he'll be kicking himself at the end of this race. I'm not sure what happened yet, whether it's his fault or not, but I can't imagine, regardless, he'll be overly happy about it. Freeman probably exceeds track limits just about there, so that could well be another warning for him, but he is within a second. Clock. He's got DRS on Hamjam now.
Yeah. Freeman does have his penalty though, hurting him a lot.
Yeah, but we're not sure if Ham's got a penalty either. We might not have seen that earlier in the race. I mean, Ham may well have got a penalty.
I'm looking now, and it doesn't look like Ham has a single warning. He does. That's one warning on lap 3. Other than that, he's been clean this race. He's still one warning left to him before he gets the penalty. So Freeman's going to have to pass him and extend that gap by 3 seconds. Unless Ham picks up 2 warnings, of course. But it could be a quite nice situation for Jam if the ones at the top have some collision. You never know, do you?
No, you never know. Freeman is
Will
right
be
behind him
interesting
here.
this.
He's all over him here. Ham's very low on his ERS. They're both very low in their ERS. He's coming. Freeman's going to go for this. The Freeman we know will go for this move. Round the outside. Oh, what a move that was. Brilliant overtake.
Now,
He's just done it seamlessly. He's got to get 3 second gap to him now. He's got 3 laps to do
the
it.
race isn't over.
Well, 2.5
The race
laps.
isn't over. It's all about the timings now. Can he extend the gap? First of all, he needs to get out of DRS on this lap. If he doesn't, I'll say it's over. Hamjam can't let him use the DRS on the start-finish straight. Freeman's got to push like hell now.
Well, Ham's going to get DRS on this straight here. It's not a massive straight, so he's not going to gain a massive amount from it. But in the third sector, where
that's
Freeman
fine.
is,
Yeah,
Freeman's got a
it's
lot
all
more
about sector
downforce.
3 now.
Yeah, could be a crucial sector in the outcome of this race.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It looks at the minute like Ham is just staying within.
Look that Freeman he is gaining time. The activation point is here, so Ham is gonna have the DRS to take. Yes, he is. Smoked picked up a penalty there.
Yeah, so Ham is within. He's gaining as well. He's taking a lot of time out of Freeman on the straight. So Freeman, he's got 2 laps now. He's got to put a second and a half on Ham in each lap. Ham will know that Freeman has a penalty, so he'll just be keeping it within the track limits, but keeping it as close to Freeman as he can. So at the minute we're looking at this top 3. Darnell with a really great drive in P4. I can imagine if he finishes there, he will be over the moon with that. He has picked up a couple of penalties, so let's hope that he stays there or thereabouts. B-Dunk is 7 seconds down the road from him, and I'm pretty sure he's got a couple himself, but we'll see. Freeman has to get out, or has to pull a second between himself and Hamjam now. If not, it is done. If it turns out that Freeman has 1 penalty, and because of that little moment on the straight that we caught on stream, when he went off the track and got a penalty because of it, it is going to be costly. He has actually put a second between himself and Hamjam. So Freeman has 1 lap to put 2 seconds between himself and Ham to win this race. Ham is derating there completely. He's running an overtake with 0% ERS. They've all got absolutely nothing left now. And Freeman is going to have the lap of his life here to take the win. Potentially Midzi right behind B-Dunk. This could be a last lap battle for P5. Who's your driver of the day, Clock? Who is your driver? And then we'll get the opinion of the viewers. So anyone in the chat, chuck in your drivers of the day. But who would you say, Clock?
It would have been Freeman if it wasn't for that stupid penalty, considering the bad start and how he's fought back and showed his pace. But when you do something like that, you can't get driver of the day, in my opinion. I think B-Dunk is up there by his gambling and working out, although Midzi has done very well as well. Just behind B-Dunk on the alternate strategy, of course getting a bit fucked over by the safety car. With 9 positions up, I think.
Ham wins by a second and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Jam going to come? What about Darnell? 4th for Darnell. He's got a lot of penalties. Where is B-Dunk going to come now? B-Dunk holds on to P4, 5 on track. And Midzi finishes right behind him. P6, Merckx takes P7, Ghost Colt P8. Snipes comes home in P9. Saw P10. What can Smoke do? Penalties? No. P11, Ryan Jones jumps Smoke. Zydrad now next across the line. It's been a race to forget for him. Crosses the line in P13, stays P13. And then Dylan and Dacey, the only drivers left. They are the ones that were left, were involved in that collision. And yeah, Dylan doesn't look overly happy about that as he drives into the wall. And then finally to cross the line is SLR Dacey to round off the elite race in Spain.
I can confirm that Darnell has got the driver of the day after getting 5 votes in the stream chat. So congrats to SLR Darnell for the driver of the day.
What a drive. What a drive. Yeah, I'm very happy for Darnell from a personal perspective. Even, he seems to have really blossomed now in elite. Seems to have a little bit of a... Seems to struggle a little bit at the start of the season. Was wondering whether he was best placed in elite or Div 1, but I think he's, particularly in recent weeks, he's shown that he belongs in elite. And a brilliant drive today puts himself P4 on track. He was only 3 seconds away from the podium, so that would have been brilliant. An even better drive, but you can't complain with P4. Hamjam takes the win then. On track it was SLR Freeman, but that very unnecessary penalty moves him down to P2. Jamham comes home with a solid P3. He's always there or thereabouts, is Jamham. Takes home a strong showing, some good points for the Williams team. Darnell, as we said, driver of the day in P4, B-Dunk P5, so safety car really helped him too. Really great result for the Racing Point team, P4 and P5 for them. Midzi with a really good recovery drive after his poor showing in qualifying to finish in P6. Merckx the same with a good recovery to finish in P7. Ghost Colt, decent recovery as well. Finished in P8, showed some really great pace in the race considering what happened to him on in lap 1, turn 1. Snipes with a very good drive as well to come home in P9, starting so low as well. He was the last of the actual runners. Was Snipes, a good position for him. Saar takes home the final point. Ryan Jones with a very disappointing weekend as well. Couldn't really show his pace this weekend. Smoke strategy didn't really pay off for him. Zyja with a really poor weekend, and Daisy as well. And that rounds off the weekend in SLR in Spain.
Yeah.
Let's get the top 3 in the party, please, Clock, if you don't mind.
I can also say that Ghost Cold broke the Spain lap record from season 4 by 2.2 seconds.
Oh, I'm glad about that. I'm glad about that. I'm not a fan of that record.
So,
I wasn't a fan of that record.
So presto, Evans has lost the lap record from Spain from season 4, and it's now gone to Ghost Cold.
Considering that lap record was taken off me, I'm glad. I'm glad about that.
Let's see then. We want Freeman. And we also want Jam. Shall I invite Darnell as well, since he got driver of the day?
Yeah, we can speak to Darnell. I'm sure we'd like to speak to him.
Yeah, I'll send those 4 invites out now. We'll see how long it takes for them to join. And a certain Southerners has gone mental in the chat by the fact that Darnell got driver of the day. I wonder why. And here we have some people joining us. I don't know if Ranga has gone dead somehow, but
No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just sorry. I was just checking. Everyone's in the party. We'll start with our driver of the day. Shall we, Clock? Do you want to do the honours?
yeah, I think it was SLR Colcoms from that start, wasn't it?
Yeah, great driver. Yeah, SLR Cocom's great driver of the day. Great performance.
No, you can do it. I'll take.
Well, Joe to me, SLR Darnell to everyone else. Great drive, buddy. From personal perspective, I'm over the moon for you. Brilliant drive, considering some of the guys in front potentially having slightly better pace, but you made the most of people making mistakes in front of you, and you only finished really without penalties 3 seconds off the podium. So, give us your overriding thoughts after that.
Just first of all, scratch to the podium finishes, just so rapid. I mean, from Q3, I was shaking for the whole time. I literally have no words. That was the best race I've done in SLR since I've joined, and I literally gave it everything. Towards the end, my tyres were almost about to blow up, so I was kind of like trying to nurse it home for the last few laps. It was nerve-wracking as anything, but I'm elated.
Good. Well, I'm very happy to see you up there, mate. Obviously, we've had we've had our moments in Elite, haven't we, Joe? I'm not sure whether we were right in Div 1 or Elite, and I think today you've shown that you belong in Elite, and you've come on leaps and bounds since you joined SLR. So congratulations to you, mate. I know it's not the podium I guess you would have wanted, but you can't sniff at P4.
Yeah, it feels like a win, really. I would just also like to dedicate this driver of the day to Scopes. I mean, I was driving with his number and his helmet, as I know a few other people were around SLR, but this one's for him. That was maybe it's the lucky number.
Well, I'm sure you'll appreciate that, mate, and I'm sure you'll have something to say about it in the Discord, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Congratulations to SLR Darnell. Moving on to our podium finishers, then we'll start with you, Jamham. P3 for you again, another solid result, showing some really good race pace once again. Didn't quite have the pace to match Freeman and Ham today, but at the end of the day, you can't really complain with P3.
No, not at all. I think, yeah, didn't quite have the pace as you said, but yeah, just want to congratulate Harry and Freeman on good results, and then Darnell, 'cause it sounds like he had a pretty good driving fourth there. No, I didn't quite have the pace to match them. I was driving the last 4 5 laps just really carefully because I was so close to a puncture. I think my tyre was on about 86% at the end, but yeah, couldn't quite get close enough after Freeman's penalty. But no, I mean fifth in quali's almost like a pole for me at some tracks, so I was really happy with that. And then yeah, I knew I'd have good race pace and yeah, a bit of a welcome return to form. I think in third.
Yeah, well, another solid result for you, mate. There's some good points. So yeah, congratulations, and hope to see you do well in Monaco.
Cheers.
Freeman, are you there? No, Freeman. Is he on mute?
There we go.
There he is. Well,
I might have muted myself, but oh well.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
we'll
thought you
we'll
would have.
talk about that. Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of things to ask you. Firstly, that was the quali lap you set was unbelievable. By far the best lap I've ever seen around Spain. I mean, it was a 14-2, and it seemed like you were blocked at the end of it, or
I was,
definitely impeded in some shape or form. And you still set an incredible lap time. How? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, the lap was obviously very, very good. I think I did get held up by Beat Uncle a little bit, but I think I could have gained potentially 10th or two. Yeah, I think it was a very, very good lap. My PB is the 14th flat, but I really wasn't matching that in my practice session, so come back with the 14.2. I'm really happy with that, even though I did lose some time. Yeah, it was still a very, very good lap, and I'm very happy with that.
Okay, well, moving on to the race. Obviously, it wasn't quite what you would have wanted because you had. I mean, for anyone's standards, it was a disastrous start, dropping down to P6 from the get go. Obviously, I think maybe the safety car might have helped you a little bit, not really, but I think people in front making some mistakes definitely helped out. But you definitely managed to show some pace. We saw the biggest talking point really is we saw you pick up a penalty by going off the track on the straight, and that was what gave you a 3-second penalty. What happened there?
Alright, well, first to start, I just didn't really warm my tires. I was struggling on these mediums in the first place. Even in quality, I don't think I was hooked up on it. I just struggling with tire time so long. I mean, I initially warmed them up okay, but then they just got off in the last sector. I couldn't really gain anything else, so I just bogged down and tried to not stall the car or just over rev it and spin out. So sort of damage limitation for me there, but at least it didn't ruin my race. And then, yeah, but I don't know what to say about that. I was kind of distracted, like with something else in my room. So I was trying to stay straight, and then I have no idea what happened. Something with my wheel, I think, was off too, so I had to look at that setting, I think, but yeah, I have no comment on that really. It's a kind of stupid mistake for me, but yeah.
Well, at the end of the day,
I don't know what to
considering
say really.
yeah, and I think maybe you might be a little bit disappointed considering some of the pace you definitely had. But
I am, but
you can't argue with the P2 really. It is good. It is good points. So it's,
yeah, obviously that might change after Stewards. See what happens there, but at P2, I think that was a very good recovery from what happened to start.
yeah.
Yeah, had some very, very. I was actually really surprised with how much pace I had at the end. I had no idea that the Jam Hand brothers were really struggling on their tires, so I just flew by really. I was just trying to push and get ahead of Jam, get a 3-second gap, because I knew either of them had a pen, which is very impressive in itself. So, yeah, I think I wasn't really expecting to win, considering what happened to start, but P2, I'll take that for sure.
Well, yeah. Congratulations, mate. Yeah, and we'll see you
Thanks.
in Monaco. Moving on to race winner. Ham Jam, congratulations, mate. It's another good race win for you. I was talking to Clock about it on the stream that last season in particular, that was the kind of race result that maybe not really gone in your favour, or something might have happened that wouldn't have gone in your favour. But so far this season, touch wood, things have been going your way a little bit. So I mean, you've got to be you've got to be there to take the opportunity when it arises. But it's a brilliant drive. Just a quick one before we go on to your race itself. What actually happened with Zydrad under the safety car, if I may ask? Because we were expecting almost a two-way fight for the rest of the race. What actually happened to him?
Yeah, I feel really bad for him. Yeah, obviously, he was really quick, especially in that first stint. I kind of let him go at first. Was just sort of trying to stick with him, but he had really good pace. Under that safety car, yeah, he just lit up the rears, spun it. I mean, yeah, I felt pretty bad at the time.
Oh, have we lost Ham? Ham, are you there?
Seems like it.
Yeah. Sorry, my mic just.
Oh,
control just.
we're back.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I felt pretty bad at the time, obviously, because you're fighting people. Obviously, it's nice. I mean, it benefited me greatly, but I mean, you don't want to see someone lose a chance at a win or a podium like that. I mean, you wouldn't wish that on anyone really. But I mean, like you say, I think just sort of possibly a bit lucky, possibly just not making mistakes like the others around me, I guess. I think yeah, that definitely benefited me today anyway.
Yeah, well, in the race itself, you kept it clean. Clock was talking about how you only had like one warning or no warnings. I can't remember exactly, but in comparison to Freeman, being so clean and setting consistently good laps is what's won you that race. And maybe that was something that might have been different if we were looking back to last season. How would you? We've got to the point now. We're 6 races in. This is the point where divisions have completely finalised. We can't be moving any more drivers. How do you assess your start to the season? And do you think that this could be the season where you can take the championship?
Well, I mean, in terms of race results, I don't think it could have gone too much better. I mean, I think Australia was a little unlucky for me. I picked up damage because someone spun in front of me, so there wasn't really a great deal I could do about that. I mean, I still like that's the thing. I mean, I'd call it a bad race, but I still got P7. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if I can keep up the results like I have been, I mean, I think that's 5 podiums in a row now. I mean, I don't see why I can't be up there fighting. I mean, I think, like you say, that probably was what was perhaps my downfall last season a bit. I did make a few too many mistakes, and perhaps wasn't quite as consistent. But I think, like again tonight, through these first 6 races, I think consistency has definitely been what's keeping me up there. But I think as well, you've got to be there. You've got to have the pace, and I was pleased again with my quality tonight. I think P2 was the best I could have managed. That was my aim really, to try and split the Haas guys, because I knew that they were going to be pretty rapid. And then, yeah, again, just sort of keeping it out of trouble, keeping it clean, getting the strategy right, albeit tonight it was helped by a safety car. But yeah, again, I mean, the guys around me had great pace. I mean, Freeman, Jam, obviously Zydrad. I mean, even Darnell, he might not have finished necessarily, right near me, but he definitely had good pace. I mean, he put it P4, he qualified well. It's a difficult division, so I think that's the thing. You've got to take the chances when they come to you. You've got to keep the consistency up, and I mean, touch wood, the first 6 races anyway, it's definitely been going my way.
Well, yeah, it's nice to see. You're on the back end of some pretty nasty bits of luck. I mean, if that's what you want to call it, last season. So things didn't really go your way. It's nice to see that that it's the tables have turned a little bit, and maybe you're really starting to get the recognition that you deserve in the on track results. So congratulations, mate! Another really, really strong result.
Cheers, mate.
And we'll see you and everyone else in Monaco. Thanks, Clock. Really enjoyed streaming with you, mate. I think we should do this more regularly.
Yeah, I think we were great.
we've done we've done a few streams together in our time, in our 5 seasons. So yeah, so it's good fun doing the streams with you, Clock. So hopefully we can do a few more in this season and seasons to come. So yeah, thanks for jumping in, especially last minute as well. So much appreciated to you, Clock. Thanks to all of our guys for jumping in the party at the end and giving some really good perspective on the race. Thanks to everyone for turning up as well. Really great race, great spectacle, very enjoyable to watch. And yeah, thanks to all the guys for watching. We had some really strong viewing figures as well, Clock, and sounds like the stream chat was pretty busy. So thank you everyone for watching and tuning in. We will see you, when will we see? Well, tomorrow. Have we got social stream tomorrow? It's bank holiday. I'm assuming we might have a social stream tomorrow. Could be wrong, so watch this space anyway. No one knows at the minute. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we will see you on Wednesday for the side pod. So yeah, I've been SLR Ranger. I've been joined by SLR Cock, and this has been the Elite Division at Spain. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.